Pronounced, defined, used in lexical dispatch. Lampoon, noun and verb, lampooner, lampoonery. A composition ridiculing a person or institution, usually in a humorous way, to satirize, to parody, to make fun of, to ridicule, to mock. Recumbent, adjective and noun, lying down on your back or side, leaning, resting. Recumbent bike. For an improbable 37 years, it has stayed fresh, launching one comedy star after another in a long-running lampoon of American life. We can criticize, insult, and lampoon politicians all day long, but not their religion. I think it was a perfect lampoon, and that's why they were outraged. They can fact-check such disinformation, lampoon and parody it, or simply ignore it. If you'll glance back over past posts with a little less animus, you'll find that I lampoon the idiots of the right just as often as I do those of the left. An opportunity presented itself to lampoon an individual, an anonymous individual who had really set themselves up to be mocked. Do other countries attempt to stamp out their indigenous culture as backwards, lampoon it, and use it for comedy? There is definitely room for humor and cause to lampoon those deserving of it. This is less because of shifting cultural mores, and more because the show is now required to get advance permission to lampoon a music video. This lampoon is no doubt too hard on novelists, who generally do not deserve resentment. Everyone will buy a lampooner to lampoon on his behalf. Everyone will impose a limit on another. The resultant lampoonery is both self-inflicted and entirely justified. Obtain a measurement only when the patient has been recumbent for a few minutes with both arms relaxed by his or her side. The patient is not required to be recumbent or in the midst of deep breathing. He rides a recumbent bike machine 3 to 5 times a week for 30 minutes at a time. He makes sure he stretches his limbs. Maintaining privacy and dignity, the patient should be in a recumbent position that allows access to their chest, legs, and arms so the electrodes can be placed accurately. Mute and passive, nude and recumbent, the prematurely dead woman could do nothing but await deliverance at the hands of the preternaturally powerful male. I am more comfortable on the recumbent bike. I can stay on it longer. I ride a recumbent exercycle, do yoga every morning, and I walk wherever I can. The ergonomics suited him, so he opted for a recumbent design, with the front wheel far ahead of the seat. I used a recumbent exercise bike which took the pressure off my feet and back. He hesitated for a moment, then laid bow and fiddle against the bank side and sat down close to the recumbent man. If the edema is due to stasis, the fluid is usually noticeably less in the morning after being recumbent during sleep. If the patient has discomfort in the recumbent position, the patient may be examined in the erect position. While this study ended with 153 plant clumps, many had grown together. The number could increase in time as recumbent stems root or seeds germinate. A lateral recumbent lumbar manipulation can be applied with or without rotation and left or right lateral bending initial postures.